Have you ever felt a quiet chill when a certain man entered the room, not because he was loud or overtly intimidating, but because there was something about his calm, unwavering presence that made everyone else uncertain? That's the Sigma male, a different breed of man who stands apart from the usual social order of alphas and betas. He doesn't bark orders or follow the herd. Instead, he wields a subtle kind of power that many find quietly unsettling. Today, we're uncovering 10 reasons why Sigma males terrify everyone, even when they're not trying to be menacing. Let's dive in. Number 1. Their silence speaks louder than words. A Sigma male can dominate a room without uttering a sound. While some men rely on volume or flashy behavior, the Sigma doesn't need such tactics. He's comfortable letting others talk, all the while sizing up the situation with a cool detachment. This silence is unnerving because it suggests depth. If he isn't talking, what is he thinking? People realize he's absorbing details, possibly evaluating weaknesses or planning his next move. In that quiet, there's a sense of subdued force, hinting he might act decisively at any moment. By the time he chooses to speak, most realize he's known more than they ever guessed, and that psychological edge can be downright chilling. Number 2. They exude an aura of total self-control. Where others crumble under social pressure or seek validation, Sigma males rarely show vulnerability. It's not that they don't have feelings. They simply refuse to let outside forces dictate their reactions. This calm exterior can be unsettling to those who try to push his buttons or expect an emotional outburst. Instead of flailing under scrutiny, the Sigma remains composed, even stoic, revealing nothing. That kind of unshakable coolness makes people nervous because, in a world where most humans telegraph their feelings, the Sigma's restraint feels almost superhuman. It's a silent reminder that he's not easily swayed or dominated. Number 3. They operate above conventional social hierarchies. The typical alpha and beta framework runs society in obvious ways. Alphas lead, betas follow. But the Sigma stands apart, refusing to worship authority or conform to groupthink. He'll acknowledge a boss or a leader, but only as a formality. Deep down, he charts his own course, ignoring the usual pecking order. This lone wolf mindset unsettles both alphas and betas, who rely on clear structures to understand their roles. Without a predictable position, the Sigma becomes a wild card, someone who can't be pinned down or coerced. Those used to controlling others find him borderline frightening because they have no leverage to make him dance to their tune. Number 4. Their logical calculations are cold and unemotional. When it comes to problem solving or decision making, Sigma males can be ruthlessly logical. They factor out sentimental attachments to reach solutions that appear almost inhumanly efficient. While this mindset can lead to success, it also means the Sigma might cut ties or enact changes without hesitation if it serves his larger plan. People witnessing this realize he's unafraid to be harsh if logic demands it, leaving them wondering just how far he'd go to preserve his independence or vision. This borderline clinical approach to life sets nerves on edge, as folks wonder if they, too, could be casually moved aside if they become an obstacle. Number 5. They stay invisible until it's time to strike. Sigmas aren't hungry for the spotlight. In group settings, they often stand on the side, quietly watching or engaging only when beneficial. That invisibility lulls others into overlooking them. But when a crisis erupts or a prime opportunity arises, the Sigma steps forward with a solution nobody else saw coming. This sudden shift, from seemingly detached observer to strategic powerhouse, can feel like whiplash for onlookers. It shows how much he's been paying attention all along, holding his cards until the perfect moment. The idea that he could have been in control the whole time, yet chose not to reveal it, is enough to send chills down people's spines. Number 6. Their boundaries are non-negotiable. Sigmas might appear flexible in everyday matters, but once they decide a boundary is set, they uphold it without compromise. Cross that line, even slightly, and they can vanish from a friendship, walk out on a job, or cut off contact overnight. There's no shouting or second-guessing, just swift action. That absolute adherence to personal rules can scare those used to negotiating or pulling emotional strings. The Sigma won't bend just this once, and that harsh finality is intimidating in a world where many expect people to be pliable under pressure. You never quite know when you're testing a line that, once broken, ends the connection for good. Number 7. They expose society's flaws without trying. Because Sigma males aren't bound by the same social ambitions, like impressing bosses or winning popularity. They have a knack for openly pointing out flaws or hypocrisies in group dynamics. This isn't about being a moral crusader. It's simply a byproduct of watching from the outside. He sees nonsense policies at work or shallow social rituals and quietly highlights the inefficiencies or contradictions. This direct honesty often rattles those who benefit from or rely on the status quo. People realize he can't be bribed or flattered into silence, forcing them to confront issues they'd rather ignore. There's something profoundly unsettling about someone who refuses to spare your feelings when it comes to calling out the truth. Number 8. They make alpha leaders feel uncertain. Alpha personalities thrive on overt dominance, leading the pack, setting rules, receiving applause. Yet the Sigma operates on a separate plane, commanding respect without seeking it, influencing without demanding recognition. Alphas often find this baffling. How can a man not want the perks of leadership, yet still command so much quiet authority? This confusion quickly morphs into unease or even rivalry. The Sigma, meanwhile, remains unmoved by any alpha's attempts at challenging him. He's like a black hole to an alpha's show of force, absorbing it without reaction. That dynamic sows fear in the alpha's mind. What else can he do if typical power plays fail? Number 9. They rarely reveal their true capabilities. While Sigmas typically excel in a range of areas, intellect, strategy, personal skills, they keep many of their abilities under wraps. Maybe he's mastered a martial art or learned multiple languages, but he doesn't broadcast it. If you do catch a glimpse of his hidden talents, it usually happens in a moment of necessity. People realize, with a jolt, that the Sigma is far more competent than he's let on. This revelation can be deeply unsettling, because it underscores how much he's withheld. It raises the question, what else doesn't he show, and why? The thought that he might be sitting on even greater strengths or knowledge, revealing them only if he chooses, is enough to provoke a mix of respect and fear. Number 10. They're willing to leave everything behind if needed. Perhaps the most chilling quality is the Sigma's willingness to walk away from any situation that no longer aligns with his principles or personal goals. This applies to friendships, jobs, communities, and even entire lifestyles. He's so unbound by social constraints that if push comes to shove, he will cut ties and relocate or reset his entire life setup, leaving behind everyone who thought they knew him. That readiness to vanish into the night is a stark reminder of how little hold anyone truly has over him. For many, the idea that a person could sever connections so cleanly is frightening. It speaks to a level of independence that breaks typical social rules, and in so doing, stirs a profound unease in those left behind. On the surface, a Sigma male's mysterious confidence can appear inspiring, a model of self-reliance in a world saturated with attention seekers. But that same aura carries an undercurrent of fear. He doesn't storm in with aggression or cling to hierarchical power. Instead, he navigates spaces with quiet assurance, unsettling people who can't gauge his next move. Whether it's his unbending boundaries, logical coldness, or hidden capabilities, each aspect challenges our assumptions about how men operate in social circles. Do you agree with the points I mentioned in this video? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. For more deep dives into the Sigma male mindset, be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching and being a part of our community. If you're ready to continue your journey toward achieving greatness, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. Click here to see why Sigma males avoid social gatherings.